It was the day when we had our last theory paper, and it was also the anniversary of our batch when we first joined CMC. So we decided to go to Rakbag for just to have fun and celebrate. And a few of us also had their birthdays during the week, so we decided we'll also celebrate their birthdays there. We were just having fun, and as it started getting dark, we decided we'll head back home.
We were moving in groups, we were having fun. There was a railway track there. A toy train was supposed to move on it. There are 2 tracks, and in the center of it there's an electrical line. So everyone was crossing it. Nothing had happened till then. I looked back and I saw that Ankush was lying on the track. So people were actually calling out to him. We were saying, Ankush gir gaya hai to uth ja. They were telling him to get up since you fell down. I saw very clearly he wasn't blinking. He wasn't moving, he wasn't responding to anyone. So I felt that this is not something that normally he would do. When I saw that central line, I thought maybe it could be an electric shock. So I told my friends who were standing right behind me that I'm gonna touch him, and just in case I get a shock, you guys don't touch me, you just kick me with your shoes. Do not touch me whatsoever. So they prepared themselves for that. I touched him, nothing, I didn't feel anything. And when I looked back, the toy train was slowly approaching us. So I waited for a few more seconds. He was still not moving, he wasn't responding. So then I decided, okay fine, it's time to get him off the tracks. So I pulled him off the tracks, laid him on the ground. He wasn't moving, he was totally limp.
Since a lot of gathering was around Ankush, so first of all I told the extra people standing there to back off and at least give some air, so that by chance he starts breathing, he can get air to breathe. And then since I saw there was no pulse, so I started giving him cardiac compressions, and Sanal simultaneously was giving him mouth-to-mouth respiration. And we did about 40 compressions, and when we felt that he was actually gasping, like was making an effort to breathe, that gave us some hope that yes, something is working and it's not, all effort is not in vain. And then we continued, and then finally he took some breaths, and the pulse, very weak pulse came back. I measured the carotid pulse, it was very weak, but it was present, it was not zero.
The first attempt was to call an ambulance. The first call we did not get any response, and the second call they said that they would take about 5 to 8 minutes. Then the next option was to book a cab, and the cab option was also like up to 3 minutes. So the only viable option left at that point of time to take Ankush to the hospital was only through the auto. And luckily, after Karanveer gave a chest compressions, he started breathing. Right after he started breathing, Sanal along with the person from Rakbag picked him up, rushed to the auto, and luckily we got an auto. So we told the auto driver that this is a very serious condition and you need to take us to the CMC hospital as fast as possible.
As soon as we left the park, I called my dad and I told him exactly what had happened, that one of my batchmates had been electrocuted and we were bringing him to casualty.
Throughout the entire route, we did rotations on what all to do with CPR and mouth-to-mouth. We continued with the CPR and mouth-to-mouth throughout the entire route from Rakbag till the hospital.
It was peak time, it was rush hour and Brown Road, and Brown Road is one of the most busiest roads in Ludhiana because it is the industrial city. So we had the challenge of taking Ankush from Rakbag, which is a little away from the hospital, to CMC. So now time wasn't on our hands. We had to act quickly or it was a life at stake. So what happened was, we got into the auto immediately. The auto driver was efficient. He tried to whiz past traffic. We reached, but we encountered our first roadblock at the Brown Road. Meanwhile, Sanal and Karanveer were on their scooters, and here we have to thank 3 random people, the 3 random good Samaritans from Rakbag. We don't know their names, we don't know who they are, but they came with us all the way on their scooters. They actually got down at Brown Road, they ran through the traffic, and then they diverted the cars so that our auto could go. And in the auto, Nishid and I, we tried to resuscitate him from whatever vague memory we had from our classes. So when we checked his pulse, he didn't have a pulse. and also we gave mouth to mouth and chest compression, but it wasn't very efficient, but whatever we could we tried, because we were moving auto, so we couldn't reach 100% efficiency. And as soon as the traffic we reached CMC in less than 10 minutes on a rush hour day, and we got into the casualty. All the team was ready because Rishika had informed her father, so the casualty was ready for our patient, and they started the compliant measures immediately.
So my dad's the head of cardiology. So when I called him, he sent his entire team to the casualty as soon as he found out that there is a student who was electrocuted. So the whole casualty was already preparing for resuscitating him as soon as he came.
What is important to say here is that during our first year, we had just one class regarding this, about what emergency steps we're supposed to take in a given situation. All of us had one single class to know how to resuscitate a person, how to give a proper CPR. But the important thing is, when we were taught the same thing, enough stress was laid on it and its importance was conveyed to us. And because of that, all of us were kind of aware of what to do, and none of us lost our cool at that time. And I think it's thanks to what CMC actually taught us, because it's because of them that we were able to save a life.
So Dr. Carlton had reached there and to the casualty, and along with that many of our seniors Carlton called, and so we all were there. Medicine, Dr. Mary John, Dr. Dhruv, and the neurosurgery resident who was there, as soon as he came in, quickly intubated him because there was no respiration and no pulse. With active resuscitation, with all the people duly qualified, the pulse returned and the heart started beating, and he had to be ventilated. Obviously he was not breathing adequately, so then we shifted him to the ICU. We have a good group of anesthetists there who does the intensive care management quite well. They thought they'd cool him down to bring down his core temperature to 33-32 degrees of Celsius, that is so that the body metabolism could be brought down. And we had all the lights put in for monitoring, including the venous monitoring, the urine output, and we had to get a CT scan done, and then later an MRI so that to see the brain function. And also, fortunately, his pupils were not reacting, but it was not dilated, so there was hope. And the urine, of course, with this we always find there is some breakdown of cells, etc. Fortunately, we are monitoring him for all the problems. So the entire team was there, nephrologist was there, neurologist was there, and the entire group was looking after him, and headed by Dr. Gaurav Bhatia, who is the chief intensivist. We let Gaurav manage him because he is very good at it, having been trained in CMC and in Australia. And although we did not have any other gadgets other than the routine one, managed him well, and on the third day he was sitting up. It was nice to know that at the end of all this he was able to go home. He still has to take his practical exam later, which I'm sure he will come back and do the needful. It was nice. The entire newspapers, all of them in Punjab, carried this story, so that this is what others should do, and CMC set the examples for them. So we need to praise God for the blessings on him, and also give kudos to his classmates who resuscitated him. And few of them were there during the Independence Day. We recognized them during our Independence Day celebration in the college campus. Thank you.